Hi, welcome to Database Development Design. This is for RVCC. I forgot to put that in there. This is from RVCC school. My students, come on, you get. And whoops, this is week 6. Our SQL lesson, Introduction to Unions and Subqueries. Our Lab 5 walkthrough. And I'm Dr. Larson again. And let's go ahead. I've got a link in the notes here to bring you to my table, my database. I'm sorry, my website. Scroll down here, get to week 6, download the files. I don't think you'll need the top file for week 6. You can download it anyway. First thing we gotta do is use our Lab 5 build to build out our tables. Go ahead, hop over to SQL Server. Here is Lab 5. Lab 5 exists of a couple tables here. We got a table called Band Hurricanes, one called Band Nerds, one called Band Jokers. Then we have another set of tables here, ER visit, physician, and patient. So patient, you notice got a primary key of patient ID. Physician has primary key physician ID. In our ER visit has primary key as visit ID, but then we have 2 foreign keys of patient ID and physician ID. And I wanted to point out, hold on, let me see. I get this so you can see the whole thing here. Does that help? Okay, so notice that patient ID here has an underscore and patient ID in the patient table does not. Again, the keys do not have to have the same name to be paired. Run that whole thing, and again, it's set so you can run it as many times as you want, and you should get a successful run. Okay. All right. So that's working. Now let's go ahead. Let's open the lab. I happen to have the lab in SQL, so I'm just going to open it as a file. Otherwise, you can just copy and paste it, just like we have every other one. But lab, I had in a SQL file version, I think. Downloads. All right. So again, you're going to want to put your DDD up here, your database name. Mine's DDD. Okay, now using tables, bands and nerds, band jokers and band nerds perform a union. So let's go ahead and start with that. So if you guys remember, a union is a joining of 2 result sets. So I'm going to say band jokers, and I'm going to union, and I'm going to say select. Now here's notice the second select statement in one statement, select from band nerds. Now the reason we do this is because we are joining the results. We are joining the select results. We're not joining the 2 tables. We're joining the results. So we go there, and we get Tar Carl. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to adjust this so we're not. I'm going to. There we go. All right, that's better for me. All right. So there we've joined the 2 tables. Now we have this the result. It's not a join. It's a result of 2 tables. 2 SQL statements being rejoined. Now using the script from step 1, I want you to do a union all. Let's look down here. You got 9 results here. Okay. Now we're going to try a union all. Scroll up, bring up my results here. So again, you can see 9 results. I'm going to run this union all. Now I've got 10. And the reason I have 10 results is because, like in many bands out there in the world, you don't make very much money at it. So you have to play in a couple. So what do we have here? We got somebody's Bob is playing guitar in this band and another band. So he's actually, Bob, you'll see, is in the band Jokers, and Bob is also in the band Nerds. But Bob would not appear in the first part because the union does not bring over duplicates. It only brings over it brings over everything's a distinct. So union all brings over duplicates. Okay, now I want you to try trying this with band Nerds and band Hurricanes. So we'll do select star from band Nerds, union with select star from band Hurricanes. And we'll say to ourselves, all right, and it goes and it fails. Okay, it's going to fail because I'm going to try to get so you can read this whole thing. Grab this down here. All queries combined using union, intersection, and except operator must have an equal number of, move it so you can see it, expressions to target in their target list. Okay. But other words, that means you have to have the same number of columns. Okay. So here's our issue. Banned hurricanes has an extra column called city. The other tables do, the other select statements do not have that. Okay. So what we need to do is just simply go into here and just only plate the columns we want. Now when we run this, look, now it works. And it works because we've set this to only having the same columns. You'll have to, if you, even bigger unions, you'll have issues where you have to deal with like data types. We won't get into that here, but that's it. So the main thing is your unions can only union when when everything matches the same type. We have to have the same number of expressions. They have to be the same. They have to have the same name of column and everything else. They have to just line up together. So again, this is not a join. So we want to do all three. So I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to add our select band. What's our other one? We had our band jokers. That was our other band. So we have our band jokers. That's the one we haven't done. So we've got select from band jokers. We're going to union that. So see, we can do multiple unions. We're literally just unioning the select statements. We're unioning the results. So then they all come out and there's everything right there. Okay. Now, vet visit. Return all records where there's a reason for, is arthritis or skin rash or checkup or swollen eye. Okay, so let's try this. Go select star from vet visit. Remember correct, we've done this, we played this one already. So reason is a table, is a column name, so that's what we're going to go against. I just want to make sure that's the right name, and we're going to get a little more space here. Doesn't want to play nice today. Okay, grab a little space, and we say where reason equals arthritis. If I could spell correctly, this would be even easier. Arthritis, skin rash, checkup, swollen eye. Now this won't work. I'm just doing this to type it out to make life easier for me right now. But what we'll have to do now is replace these with or. Reason equals or. Reason equals or. Reason equals. Here, let me bring this down. So again, you can put SQL doesn't care how spaces you put on there. But there we go. We run that, and we get we get 19 results. Okay. Now let's rewrite number 5 and using an in instead of the or statements. All right. So we're going to do first. I'm going to take this whole thing, going to copy it and paste it down here. And then I'm going to replace this part. I'm going to get rid of these or statements. And I'm just going to replace them with a comma. And then I'm going to wrap all these in a set of brackets. Okay. And now I'm going to replace my reason with an in statement. Okay. So now instead of or, I'm just saying reason in, here's my list of possible reasons, execute, and guess what? I got 19 results, the exact same as I got from my or statement. So in is a much more efficient way of writing that when you're not dealing with wildcards. Again, in does not handle wildcards well, so that's a different story. Okay, so vet visit return all records where owner is Julia, Krista, or Sarah is an in statement, and vet visit ID is greater than 2015. Okay, so now we're going to say select star from vet visits where owner in, what we have, Julia, And remember, I'm just capitalizing. You don't have to. We're case insensitive. And visit ID. So we can still use and statements than our where clause here. Now we're going to have another one. Visit ID is greater than 215 because it's a number. I don't have to put brackets around it. And we run this. And you look at your results and you notice everything's above 215. And all you have is Julia, Krista, or Sarah is the only people you have in there. Okay. All right. So now using our patient and ER visit tables, return all the records from the patient table where patient ID is present in the ER visit table. All right, so we're doing a subquery. Okay, hold on, let me make sure you can read this. I'm sorry. So using our patient and ER table. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at that. Select star from patient. And select star from ER visit. This is just so we can see them. All right. Let's kind of talk this through. So I've got, these are my patients. I got names, information, notes, da, da, da. These are my visits. So my patient ID should align there. So I've got, you can see here, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 23 doesn't exist here, okay? So 23, Olivia should not appear anywhere on the query when we do it. So she should not match up. She was not, did not visit the ER. Okay, so we want from patient, we want all the records from the patient tables. We want star from, that means star from patient, you know. We want to make sure where patient ID is present in the ER table. So we're going to sit there some patient and we're going to say where. Now keep in mind patient ID and patient ID are different here. In the ER visit, they have it underscore, okay? Up here in the patient table, it's patient ID. So we're going to say patient ID in, and then we're going to create our subquery. And our subquery is going to have select patient ID from ER visit. So it's going to go through and it's going to return just a list of patient IDs, okay? And again, you wouldn't be wrong to do this, to sit there and say, give me a distinct list, because that would actually be more efficient, okay? My distinct list is going to return, oops, returns 4 results, or sorry, 5 results. Notice 24 is not there, so that's our distinct. When we run this, we should now get our patient list. We get 20, 21, 22, 23 ain't there because she's not on their list. And that's it right there. So that is our subquery. So we've queried a table by using another table to query. Okay, next one. Using physician and ER tables, return all records, physicians where physician ID is not present in the visit, okay? So we're gonna do the exact opposite. So we're gonna say select star from physician. And unlike up here, let's actually try spelling it correctly. That would be helpful, huh? And we want it not in. So what's not in? So not in, okay? That's our opposite of in, is not in. Again, SQL is pretty easy to understand that way. So then we're gonna go down to here and we're gonna say select star, or we're gonna, we actually want, I'm sorry, that's what I forgot. I got to tell where physician ID. So that's what was the problem. So it was like, it was yelling at me. I couldn't figure out why. Physician ID. So physician ID is not in. I'll select physician ID from ER visit. And again, I'm not, no other filtering. I'm just trying to say if you're not in the ER visit. So let's run this one real quick. And it comes back with 33. Clooney, he doesn't have any visits. All right. So if I go back and look at my main thing, I've got a total of 4 doctors, but I guess Clooney hasn't made any ER visits. Okay. So that's a not in. All right. Now, finally, using our ER and patient visits and patient, return all the records from an ER visit where patient is uninsured. All right. So let's take a look at this again. So let's go ahead, let's look at our patient tables. Actually, ER visit is what the table we want. So ER visit, and ooh, see, I'm kind of slacking today here. All right, there we go. So there's our patients. We have no information on insurance here, but this is what we want, the ER visits back. So the insurance information must come from the patient. And from would be helpful. Patient. And there is the insurance provider. Okay. So I have an insurance provider for all of them. So actually, we got to fix this. This is not going to go well for you. So let's go ahead. What I want you to do here, because this is not, I clearly didn't think this one through fully. So let's go back and we want to go to our patient. Right click on your patient. I'm going to edit top 200 rows and just play along with me. We're going to expand these out so it looks easier. All right. So I'm just going to start, well, put 26 in as your next one. Remember, you can't match anything that exists, okay? I'm bobbing. I don't care about the phone number. Doesn't matter. Put in a date. I'm going to leave null for the insurance provider and just null here, and then we'll close this out. So now we do happen to have a single patient who's a null, so does not have insurance. All right. So sorry, I'll fix that for the next round. All right, so what we want to do is return all the records where the patient is uninsured. So what we're going to do here is select star from the AR visit, and we'll say patient ID. Remember patient ID. So we're going to say where patient ID is not in, and we go select patient ID from patient, where insurance provider is null. Okay, so what this is going to return is only the person who has no insurance. That's what this query is going to give me. Okay, so that's the only person with no insurance, 26. And we want to see, do they have any visits to the ER? Okay. Oh, where the probably wants to revisit where the patient's uninsured. Okay, so we actually have to give the patient. So we're going to go back here. And all right, so that's, I kind of messed up. All right, real quick, go ahead, back to patient. Let's just go ahead and do this. Edit top 200. Sorry, and just open this one up and go to like number 21 and just give this a null. Okay. Now close that out. Now you should have, now when I run this part, it should give me now I've got two patients who are null, so this will return any ER visit. So 21 should have an ER visit, and there we go. That's just chest pain, so that's the return. I'll fix my table for that later. But all right, well, thank you very much. That's it for this lab. I will see you in the next class.